The Zacks rank, value, momentum, growth, and income all factor into Zacks rank buys.
Well, despite what you may have heard, there is value in certain retail stocks out there, at least according to our value strategist, Tracey Ryniec, and she's going to prove it to us right now because you've got a couple that you've uncovered here.
That's right.
Deep within your value radar that you look at. And one we even talked about in the recent past.
We have, just a couple of weeks ago. It was after they reported their preliminary numbers, but now they've actually reported an American Eagle. It was as good as we thought. They did see same-store sales growth of 9%, but we already knew that. That's fantastic. Not many retailers are doing almost double-digit same-store sales growth. And then they guided a little bit higher for the fourth quarter, which is the holiday quarter, and they said they were, quote, optimistic about the fourth quarter. And that's better than what most of the retailers are.
You don't hear that word much.
Right.
In the retail space.
Right. They're usually saying challenging, or we're muddling through, or, let's just get it over with, or whatever they're saying these days.
Right.
But not American Eagle, because they're right on the trends, which I've talked about before. And you can see the analysts really liked what they had to say on the actual earnings conference call and have been raising all the estimates both for this year and next year. This year is where the big growth really is. They're supposed to grow earnings about 70%, and then the analysts thinking 6 or so for next year, but that will change as we get into 2016. Everybody's just focused right now on just the holiday quarter.
Yeah.
And then you can look at the chart. This is where everybody, is negative on the retailers right now because it's been super choppy up and down, even with giving these great quarter, the good guidance. Nobody likes it. I still think it's a buy here. It's a little bit more expensive than when we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. I think it was in one of these downward trends at the very bottom when we talked about it, but it's still cheap at under 15 times, and they pay a dividend with a little bit over 3% yield, which is really great for a retailer, especially one of this size. So I still really like the American Eagle story. Being
a specialty retailer maybe gives them a little bit of an edge over the others as well.
Well, it can. They're not the big department store, which are struggling right now, and they know their audience really well for this year at least, and they are on target with those trends.
All right, and a good dividend for a retailer too.
We got that. Really good dividend.
Yeah, so this other one doesn't have a dividend, unfortunately, but still value laden. Express Inc.
Yep.
They operate mall-based retail stores.
Yeah, so that makes people nervous because who's going to the mall anymore, right? We're all ordering off of Amazon, or the mall is old and passé, but not really. This is also what makes me a little upset because they act like nobody goes there anymore, but they still are. And they just reported also similarly good quarter. They had same-store sales up 6.5, which is an excellent number for them. The thing with Express that has plagued them in the past has been excess inventories. Like they've been off trend, nobody bought their merchandise, and then they had to mark it all down to get rid of it. They actually took a charge a little over a year ago to get rid of old merchandise, but that is under control now. They too are on trend. They got the good denim and some other things going on, and you can see it in the inventory levels that have come down. And when they have the lower inventories, that means they don't have to do as much promotion to get rid of the products.
So they operate these mall stores with varying brands or under their own brand?
Under Express, and then they have some outlet stores, but they have both the men's and the women's side, and it's mainly teens to 20-somethings, although you occasionally get some older people shopping in there too, which is good for them. That means, again, they're on trend.
Yeah.
And you can see the earnings estimates. Analysts also like this story. These are trending higher. They're supposed to see about 70% earnings growth this year as well, so similar to American Eagle. And then a little bit more bullish on Express for next year with a 10% earnings growth for next year. Cheap, under 13 times, so you definitely value here. Similar story to American Eagle. You can see that the shares just have sold off and then not done much because everybody's, oh no, we're all worried. But they also see a good fourth quarter during the holidays and good going into 2016. So I see this as an opportunity to get some good quality retailers at a cheap price.
Okay, own either one?
I do not, but the value investor does own Express.
And you are the editor of that Value Investor Service. Okay, we got all our bases covered.
Yep.
All right, if you would like to take a gander at more information on stocks, commentary, stock picks, stock picking strategies, get on over to our website, Zacks.com. You can link to that information right off the homepage. And don't forget, if you're watching our videos on the YouTube platform, you can always subscribe to them there and even comment on them, and the feedback's always welcome. With Tracey, I'm Terry Ruffalo.